park and so on, little things that we can do right now. And then, what are the bigger things that you want to do mid long term? And we talked about then those signature trails that you and Andreas have been talking about for quite some time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good conversation, and the way we did the breakout groups and had small groups talking about each subject. And, I think we all sort of came to the conclusion that there was a couple of priorities. One of it was really driving activity based, giving more people things to do in the community, and then signage to guide people off the highway and into the community. So yeah, I thought it was a really good workshop and a really good session. So, okay. Any other questions regarding the workshop? Do we have a timeline for that?
No, and then no, for the workshop and for the final report, I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks. My final question is, unfortunately, because I have to leave pretty soon, would be then really, yes, do you support to hire storm relay consultants as facilitators and to deal more deeply with the governance structure, different models, and talk about details? That would be my question today to the committee. You don't have to vote right now, but I think it should be, here's a motion, because then we know, yes, because it's a new, I have to make a little new contract. So it would be as a motion, and we can say spend up to $6,000 for this additional three workshops, 3 times 2 hours.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll go with the motion for up to $6,000 for Stormy Lake to facilitate. Curtis, go ahead.
I just want to be clear. So Silvio, the funding is there, comes out of no other pot, and is sort of focused on this type of use.
Yes, it's Destination BC's money that they are, if I may use the word, throwing at us.
Yeah.
Although the fiscal year ended March 31st, they gave everybody an extension because probably not all communities have been able to spend that money. And so they just kind of said, if you have additional things for the application that you admitted, it was Community Affected Fund, Tourism Community Affected Fund, that's what it was called. And again, it's one of those crazy things. We need the invoice by the end of this month. And then they don't say it loud, but they told us over the phone, the activity can also be extended into May or whatever. And then the reporting, we submit the reporting once we have all the results. So it's just kind of additional money that they need to spend.
Based on this type of planning thing, that's just.
Based on what we had submitted for the tourism strategy plan.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I'd
for that we had received 16,500. Okay. Yeah. And now here we've got this kind of additional amount. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd make that motion once Pete reads it out there.
Okay. So motion to fund up to $6,000 from the Destination BC funding towards Stormy Lake contracting or consulting, facilitating 3 2-hour workshops, tourism strategy workshops.
That's exactly what I said.
And I can second that.
Thanks,
Patricia.
Okay,
Thanks.
all in favor? Everybody good? Thanks, Tony.
And I'm going now to the community center, Gore Street 201, right? Everything is wrong in the address and the name, but we know where the place is.
All right, Silvio.
Good luck.
Hope they don't run out before Thursday, that's all.
They better not.
All right, new business.
Okay. Yep.
We're good? I wasn't sure what that was.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Okay, 5.1, meetings first and third Tuesdays. So the discussion has been whether we are good to move back to one meeting a month, the first Tuesday of the month. Discussion. How's everybody feel on that?
I'm good with the one meeting as long, well, especially since we're gonna just be lined up for another 3 in a row here, bang, bang, bang. I'd rather keep that at 4 than 6, so, or however it's gonna be. Yeah.
I'm
Although-
fine with one.
You know, one, and then we can still call a meeting if we need to call a meeting, right?
Yeah,
Special
I
meeting.
agree too.
Yes.
I think, yeah, one a month is quite significant as we hit summer here, and hopefully, if, like Curtis had mentioned, if we have something that needs pressing and we need to have a meeting, I mean, by all means, let's do her.
yeah, no, exactly. Okay, so I guess we'll need a motion then to go back to one meeting a month, first Tuesday of the month.
Yep. Okay.
Need a
Curtis
mover.
and Patricia.
Well, I'm on everything. Someone else can do this one.
Sure, I can
Oh, Tony's
Diane.
got his
Diane and Tony.
first or
Perfect.
second it.
Okay, I'll put you down. It's all good.
Thanks, guys. Okay, 5.2. We'll talk about the new restrictions that have been announced. They haven't been published yet as to exact how it's going to work, but I guess everybody's seen the news and what Premier Horgan has thrown out there. So who wants to start discussion on this one?
I can jump in there if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So we actually we're a little ahead of it. I just received some data from the BC Hotel Association and the Hotel Association of Canada, so HAC as some people call it, stating that while it's coming, they don't have any answers either. So there's a lot of questions that remain unanswered. I met with our stakeholders yesterday after the announcement came out, and I thought the responsible thing to do was to get ahead of that because it's coming for sure. They're going to do it by the sounds of it. So we've essentially stopped taking reservations at the Best Western until May 24. However, that said, there's a lot of unknowns for OTA, so online travel bookings, what's going to come through with both the Super 8, with the Comfort Inn, with us, with online bookings, because those are managed typically from a third party or a head office, if you will. A lot of those bookings actually don't come to the property. So that's a really scary endeavor for us. We don't know, for us specifically, we've got somebody sitting in Phoenix that's never heard of probably British Columbia, let alone Valemount, and is taking reservations for that. So we don't know what to expect, and the Hotel Association can't tell us either really what they're going to do about that. There is some talk about how they're going to police this as well with random checks. I feel like we will be under fairly heavy scrutiny. So anyways, long story short, I wanted to get ahead of this because it is coming. And we are quite busy with CN and hopefully with Ledcor. We haven't seen a lot of their business yet, but I just wanted to know from Wayne how the village is actually going to help, or has the village been approached to help police this in any way? I know it's only 24 hours old. There's probably no information out there, but what's Wayne's thoughts on how this is going to roll out here with the community?
Hi. Well, truthfully, we need to see what the orders are going to say. I don't know what the province is going to come up with. The last time, province, they haven't been very clear about these sort of things on what they're going to do. And even when they've been discussing this, this most recent initiative that they're deploying, I've heard they're going to enforce, but then I've also heard that they're going to not enforce. So it's really difficult to say what's going on. But the one thing that is not going to change is that they're not going to give any additional powers to the police. And that means they're also not going to give any additional powers to bylaw enforcement in the village. So just a reminder, the village has never been able to enforce anything regarding COVID. The only thing we're allowed to do is to go around and provide education, take complaints from the public, and then take those complaints and forward them either to the police, WorkSafe BC, or the health authority. So we've always been really limited to what we can do. So we won't be able to really do anything more in that regard. One thing we are going to do is keep the Visitor Information Center closed until at least, well, probably until the end of this order. But other than that, there's really not an awful lot the village can do. Just keep in mind that what you see municipalities are able to do in Alberta is vastly different from what we are able to do here in BC. We really have no authority at all. It was taken away right from the very beginning of the pandemic. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it definitely answers my question. I think we're on the same page there. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of questions. What has there been a script drafted for the visitor center? What they're going to be telling people about our hotels and our accommodations? I mean, we don't know what Airbnb, we don't know what regular bed and breakfasts are going to, what kind of sort of guidelines they're going to be under. But have we talked about that at the village office? How we're going to address those phone calls and those questions?
No, we haven't yet. And part of that is due to the fact that we still need to know exactly what the province is going to be doing here. This whole thing about working with hoteliers and, asking you to not accept reservations from people outside your the health authority. Even that's a little perplexing because the question is, well, do you normally ask where they're from? And are you going to start asking people from where they're from? So yeah, we're going to have to find out more information. My thought, though, and something that we tend to have done so far and will probably continue to do, is we just simply echo what we're being told to state by either Destination BC or the provincial government. And if we do that, we're pretty safe. I don't like us taking a stronger stance than what the government's saying, because I know that there's conflicting feelings amongst people about, really what we should be saying and what our role is in that. So, yeah, we'll discuss it more once we know what these orders actually are.
Okay, and will you push that out to the hoteliers before that gets launched on any kind of social media, or how will we be communicated with what your stance will be? And I know what you're saying, and I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. I support what you're saying in terms of, you're going to follow what the provincial guidelines are and what their suggestions are. I get that. I just don't want to see a repeat of what happened in the fall, where maybe we weren't on the same page 100%, or, maybe we didn't agree with the messaging. I'm certainly not saying that I disagree. It's not my intention. My intention is to make sure we have a cooperative communication on this.
Yeah, no, for sure. We'll definitely communicate that to our stakeholders, whatever the message happens to be. But again, it's weird, hey? Like, we're basically at the mercy of whatever the province is going to throw at us, and you can be guaranteed that's exactly what the message is going to be that we're going to carry on with. But yeah, no, we'll definitely send it out to everybody, and we'll make sure we do that prior to launching.
That would be great, and greatly appreciated for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I give our provincial government full marks. At least they're consistent. They put out another totally ambiguous message to the public. I mean,
way to look for the positive there.
Like, reading through this today, I mean, it's just like crazy. Because like you said, Wayne, they're not giving the police any special powers, but they're emphasizing these checkpoint stops with fines for traveling outside your medical health area. I don't know. So we'll see what comes out on Friday, and then, you know, as you guys talked, we'll keep that line of communication open before we go live with any social media posts and stuff. Anybody else have anything to comment or questions on the new restrictions? Curtis looks like he's thinking about it.
I just can't believe this shit. And it's more the ambiguity or the you know, the differential treatment. It's tough, and I feel for our service industry, and you know, it's, for example, our I hate, yeah, no, the differential treatment is challenging. Yeah, and I feel for I certainly feel for our village, yeah, and everybody affected by this for sure.
Yeah,
It's definitely a scary thing for us. You know, and I feel kind of silly being ahead of it, but I mean, it's important that I guess I laid on the table for you guys why we came out so quickly as I did last time. We made a major change, but you know, we can receive hundreds of reservations in a 24-hour period that we're going to eventually have to call back and cancel. It's sad that the government is really leaving this at the hotels. Like, we're not being mandated to do anything. They're just suggesting that we do that. But the way Horgan's framing it is he's told us to do this, but that's not how it's coming down from the Hotel Association. It's coming down as a voluntary opt-in, and they're just suggesting that this is what they want to see. I'm not sure they can legislate us to close our doors. Maybe they can. I would be surprised. But just, yeah, I guess I wanted to bring it to the group here just so you didn't think we were way too far ahead of ourselves. But, you know, I don't want to scare the village. And of course, you know, we've got a lot of staff members that are wondering, you know, what's going to happen with their paycheck and that sort of thing. And, you know, we've approached, well, I sent out an email yesterday saying, you know, sort of don't worry about it. We'll get you cleaning or something to get us through this time, but trying to keep everybody employed. But it's definitely an odd situation.
Yeah, and appreciate your stance on it, Tony, too. And, you know, and just some of the stuff I printed out under the one headline, what are the new restrictions? And the first line is BC residents will not be able to book accommodations or a camping site outside of their local health authority. And this is being currently done through a voluntary basis in the tourism sector, but Horgan said he's willing to introduce government order if necessary. So, you know, that's the first line that they put right out there. So
Pete, on that too, the other thing that's really interesting about that wording is it says that BC residents are not allowed. So what does that mean about Alberta residents? Like, I commend you, Tony, for trying to get ahead of this, because it's really, really strange how this is coming out. And I would think through the Emergencies Act that they would have some sort of authority to be able to do this. But I think it would be a long, drawn-out court battle if they if it did go to the courts. It would certainly be ugly, and it would definitely take much longer than what they're planning this shutdown to be in order to figure out the courts. That's for sure. It's odd.
yeah,
it's sending a mixed message to our clients as well, who, you know, we've been in through this through a year where they've said no travel, no travel, no travel. We've remained open. We've welcomed them with open arms. And then the government does this to us. It really sort of throws mud in our face. So I'm quite torn with it, but it is what it is.
You know, one thing, if I could, we do have one thing in our, you know, at least for the business owners, that's in our favor, and that is Trans Mountain. And I wonder how we can maybe capitalize on that a little bit more, being like the work crews and those, I guess, essential travelers that are moving through. How do we capitalize on them and make sure that we're capturing as much of that market as possible? I'm sure we're capturing as much of it as we possibly can right now, but is there anything that can be done to help augment that at all?
From my perspective, you know, it's It's a slippery slope. They've come back to us several times asking for lower rates, which we've just, respectfully declined. It's one thing to drop your pants today and then try to get your rates back tomorrow. But the rooms haven't changed. So, we have that's really what they're always looking for from us. I'm not sure what they're looking for Diane or the Super 8 or the Comfort Inn, but they are very rate driven. And, what do you do come June 1st when the border is sort of hopefully reopen and you come into your summer?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm kind of in the same boat as you.
Dollars and
So,
cents, right?
I mean, as
It's
far
tough.
as rates go, I mean, I think we are where we are, right, in this day and age. And I mean, there isn't much more that we can offer them except what we have. And we all have a great product. And I think we have a great area. And I think it's something that they accept. I mean, we are probably higher than maybe some other areas, but we've always been that way, right? So I think they just have to accept the rates that we do have, right? So it is what it is, right?
Tony, are you guys accepting reservations from people within the Northern Health region? Oh, he's gone.
I lost him again.
Wow.
Yeah, and see, and that's the thing.
That's a good point though, Curtis. Sorry, Pete.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, and that's a good point, because they are saying there's no restriction within the health authority. I mean, and for us in Northern Health, that's from Haida Gwaii to the friggin' northeast corner to Quesnel to here. I don't know how they're going to mandate that down in the Lower Mainland, but you've got 3 health authorities sharing borders in one city, basically. So,
Yeah. Do we try to sell ourselves as being the most southerly destination that Northerners can go to? Come for a trip down to the south.
yeah.
I know they're still saying no non-essential travel, but I just feel for the accommodation sector. Yeah.
Well, even their definitions, like for work travel and stuff like that, they're saying, essential work travel for BC residents, but then they segue into this whole interprovincial travel for work, and it gets a little muddy again. So, if a person has to travel for a job, they have to travel for a job. So, and I don't know, it's just driving fear for a lot of people. I mean, one person in town who's going to be starting chemo treatments in Kamloops, it's like, am I going to have to carry travel papers to get to Kamloops to go to my appointments? And yeah, it doesn't take long for it to foster that kind of fear. So. Oh. All right. Any other questions on that before we jump on? Okay. We'll move on to the fun part. Financial administrative reports. Everybody's had a chance to look at these, so we'll take a motion to receive our monthly financial report.
Does that one? Sorry, nope, never mind.
Okay. So take a mover and seconder on that one.
Yeah.
Curtis and Trisha. Perfect.
Tony dropped off. Are we allowed to do these?
Sure, I can do second.
He tried.
Yeah.
You are without a quorum at this time.
Shoot.
I'll message him.
Yeah.
Sorry, the corporate officers on the call.
Can you try and jump back on? I'll ask him, okay?
I'm sure he's trying.
Yeah, he probably. Oh, shoot. Yeah, is he? I better look. I have to let him
I
in.
said,
Can he, quorum? Okay. While we're waiting for him, can I show you something cool?
Sure.
Do you want to wait till the end? I can also wait.
Well, I mean,
No, I better not be distracted.
if Tony doesn't reconnect, then we're pretty much done.
We're done. Yeah.
So show us something exciting.
Okay, so we got some map proofs, and I had asked for them to send me a sample of the quality of the map, because last year, every time you opened up a map, it ripped. So they did send us that, and then they also sent us a different kind of quality. It's like a more map quality. But also, when they sent me the original style, like the glossy, they sent me this really cool little mini map. So they were just showing me really the quality. So I know when I open it up that it's not going to rip. Because if I open up one of those other ones, you know it's going to rip. But hey, this is a pretty cool map. It's totally readable. Even Silvio could read it because it's small. And it fits exactly in your back pocket. Cassie put it in her jean pocket right away. Yeah, it doesn't tear. Curtis also rather likes it. So our plan, we have a plan. Oh, super nice side. Yeah, so this one is a little it's more durable. Like whenever you come in next, you know, I can show whoever, but so our plan would be that we will print both, and then we can see which map is more successful.
Okay. I like the small
And
size.
The small one,
and
I'm surprised we're going
I
that.
love this one.
I'm surprised we're going that route, not just the small one, to be honest. The small one's great.
It's awesome. We were so excited about it. Tracy thought we had a puppy in here because we're like, it's so cute. Oh my God. Yeah. So I'm so impressed with this. And it was totally by accident. They did not mean to send us this size. It's just that's what they had to put the quality of the paper on, right?
So what was the deciding factor to do both? Like now we're limited to both and probably paying more money, or how does that work?
We have that in the funding that we got from Destination BC, there'd be funds to pay for an extra printing of the map. So there's funds for both projects. So the governance and also money left for this
Oh, okay.
to print a bit more. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because of course, yes, with printing more, it costs a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that looks great.
yeah, so it's pretty
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah. What do you like? You like both of them, Patricia?
Yeah, I mean, I still like the idea of the bigger, just for the generation of us that have to wear reading glasses, which you'd have no hope maybe of reading the small one without. But if you squint, you might still be able to
Maybe
read
not.
the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then
Yeah, it's
moving
great.
forward, we can use whichever one's more successful, or maybe they're both successful. We don't know yet until we try. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
And Tony, he's he hasn't tried to come back on, and he has not texted me back.
Okay.
It's been 6 minutes, 8 minutes.
No, he's probably fighting with it anyway. So
Yeah, because it's not like, I don't know, can we do this, Wayne? Can I call Tony on my phone and just have him listen in? Like, I don't know, is that acceptable?
Yeah, that works fine. The person can be heard as opposed, they don't have
Okay.
to be seen.
Okay, I'll just call him and hopefully he'll answer.
You could also give him the call-in number for the Zoom meeting, and he could attend
Yes.
that way.
We'll see if he answers. If not, I can, because he hasn't texted me back either, so I don't know.
no.
So he's not even answering.
Okay, well, you said 6 minutes,
I guess-
so we got another 7 or 8 minutes before you'd have to call it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, he's trying. Yeah, no, he's trying still.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, especially at this point, because we're not making any decisions. We're just approving reports. But
I
So
know.
the mount, if I can, then while we're waiting, the Mountain Bike BC budget,
Yeah.
why are we still the absolute smallest piece of the puzzle or piece of the pie there? Like, are we given enough?
Yeah, I mean, if you look, that's one of the things I was going to talk about today. I have the budget, so I can bring it up on the screen. If you guys had the patience to listen to me, I can explain it all. I just had a
It's
meeting
in our,
with
it's in
Mark
our,
before.
it's also in our package report.
Yeah, it's everything. Yeah, we've already approved our amount that is in there, but I just wanted to explain how the budget was going to work this year and the exciting things that we're doing. Just a little update. And depending what you guys thought, I could also wait till next meeting and move it there.
I'll have to wait till next meeting if we don't get a quorum.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, I said, okay, I'm going to call him and put him on speakerphone. Okay.
It's funny, I just, the numbers in that table in the package are, I don't know, it's, I have a hard time.
Hi,
reading.
Tony. Okay. So you're on speakerphone. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but
Okay. Yeah, you're good. So we just, we couldn't finish the meeting without you. We're just on to, we did the monthly financial report, and then we're going to do the next reports. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, you're good there, Tony?
yeah, my apologies everyone. I don't know what's going on here.
No worries. All right, so we'll get through these real quick while we still have a quorum.
Yeah.
6.2 marketing coordinators report monthly report. Mover and seconder to receive the report as presented.
Yes.
Anyone?
Curtis, thanks. Seconder.
Okay. Oh,
Diane?
Diane, thanks.
Diane. Okay.
Okay. 6.3 Valemount Visitor Center monthly report. Also, mover and seconder on that, if everybody's had a chance to read and look through it.
And any questions? Good.
No.
Okay.
Motion.
Thanks,
Curtis?
Curtis.
Okay.
And seconder.
Patricia,
Thanks, Patricia.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll move on. Mountain Bike BC budget 2021, 2022.
You guys are good with me talking about this? I know, Tony, sorry you can't see my chart, but I'll hold on, sorry. I gotta share my screen.
Jenny probably has it in front of him with the board package. I think you're the committee package. I
Right.
think they'll be okay.
Okay. Okay, there, good. You can see it all there. All
I
right.
don't think you have to hold your phone.
Oh yeah, I don't have to really hold this, right? I'll put Tony down here. Okay. All right, so things are a little different this year with any of the Destination BC cooperative funding. There is no,
Can you make that bigger?
oh, yes, I can, sorry. Yeah.
Just bottom right-hand corner, just zooming in.
The old guy here can't read those numbers.
Yeah, okay, that works?
Yeah.
I can see this better now, okay. Yeah, so things are different this year with the Destination BC cooperative funding. There are no matching funds required. So what happened at the end of last year? So this one right here is for Ride North, that is separate from Mountain Bike BC. We have the two separate memberships, okay? So as you can see, there's many different areas and there's many different levels of contribution. So it depends on the size of the community to how much they are going to contribute. And also what happened last year, if we had not contributed or made our payment for the whole amount, we could move some of it over to the next year. So you can see, so we had budgeted 2,500, but actually paid 1,250. And now in 2021, we had budgeted 3,000 at our advertising meeting in the fall. So, and then you can see too, where, say, example, Prince George is not making a contribution, or sorry, they're carrying over half of their contribution from last year. Same with Burns Lake, same with Smithers. You can see all that. And also Destination BC approved the amount to the co-op funding. It has nothing to do totally what we contributed this year, whether we did or didn't. So they went off of last year. And then also added in some extra funds, a Destination BC COVID-19 funds. So we also received those funds last year to the North Thompson Valley North, to any all our cooperative partnerships. So that is definitely 100% our set budget for this year. So on the yellow side, you can see down below under expenses what we'll be spending this year. Most importantly is our 3 ads. So we have the digital ad campaign for when the border reopens. We have the BC Recovery campaign, which is something we're waiting for Destination BC. We know they will offer something. We just don't know exactly what it will be, but they will give everyone who's in a co-op program an opportunity to advertise for a discount. And then there's also the Google search campaign. So Ride North has a membership with Google. And so we just pay like a portion, like the total membership cost. There's a grant, it's like $100 grand, but there was a grant. And anyway, we only pay $3,000. So this is good deal for us. And of course, there's always the administration fee, like anything. It's usually around 15%. So that's, yeah, it's pretty exciting. And yeah, do you have any questions? We're still, of course, as a reminder, we will still be doing the Pink Bike campaign. So the one that Curtis helped with taking Ben Hager around, being his guide. We put that on hold because of COVID-19. So that's also something that will be great because we paid for it last year and we get to use it this year.
Comments, questions?
No, not on this, but it just reminds me, Jen, when is the Mountain Sledder content get to be reviewed?
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. I need to email them and see because I'm really curious. I haven't seen anything from them.
Okay.
Yeah, I will talk about that later. The plan. Yeah.
Okay, well, if there's no other questions, then we'll look for a motion to accept the Mountain Bike BC budget as presented. We're in a seconder.
Diane? Perfect. And Curtis.
You got that?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, Jen.
Okay.
All right. If we got nothing further, then I guess the date of the next meeting will be Tuesday, May the 4th.
Actually, sorry, can I just bring up something I did mention to Jan and I don't know, maybe to Silvio about the trail enhancement grant. It has 2 intakes and just wondering, I don't know if there's time for the June one, but if it could be used for at least 2 of the bridges on the marsh. And I know we're still waiting to hear from Duncan if, there's any matching funds or anything like that. But I guess just to really start looking at potentially trying to get those bridges repaired. If we don't get something done this summer, we have to at least get some boards across the holes or something, because it's really bad.
Yeah, I just don't think that grant will not do a government's job, and that is a sanctuary and a park, so it won't qualify in my understanding for any maintenance because it's a government program, so that grant cannot relieve anything from government duty. I do strongly recommend Yora applies to that grant for all of their trails, but I don't think it will work for the marsh due to it being a government funded sanctuary.
I think though we have used CBT funds in the past for the marsh quite a lot. So I don't know if that's
we'll look into it.
Silvio might,
Silvio,
have something to add.
Yeah, we just haven't had time. So I reminded him again today that we need to look into it. So either one of us can do it this week and we'll get back to you.
Yeah. I mean, if we can't use them, we can't, then we need to start looking at
and maybe
some other way of
instead if Yora can apply, then that would be great. So we'll check it out and then we can let you know.
So you think Yora could apply for the marsh bridges then? Even though it's a sanctuary separate from our trails, like it's not one of our trails?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, you'll have to give us a couple days to look into it. I can probably
Yeah.
do it tomorrow if somebody can.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which again makes it tight for the timeline if you're talking a June intake. And we-
Yeah, well, I mean, there could be time.
You just simply need to call Michelle at CBT, guys. It's not that hard. I just need to give Michelle a call and ask her if you could put money towards a BC government funded project.
Yeah.
Or funded
Okay.
sanctuary. A phone call.
I'll call
It
her
should be,
tomorrow.
it should be probably done by Yora though, because Yora would be the proponent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can call.
Tourism Valemount
Okay.
can't apply for this grant, as far as I'm
Right.
aware. It would need to be.
Yeah. But why in the past then could we use CBT funds for the marsh?
Well, I'm not saying you can't. It just usually you can't. It's a pretty big thing in every one of their grants, but maybe they fit you through somehow. So that's why I'm saying it's worth a call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll call.
well, it would be great if one of us applied, that's for sure.
Patricia, we can talk tomorrow morning. We can both
Okay.
call if you want. We'll both call
Okay,
together. Is what I'm
yes,
saying.
that'd be good. Okay,
Okay, good.
okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, and good mention on that too, because yeah, those bridges are getting pretty rough, so.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the holes are bad. And you know,
Yeah.
we could end up someone getting hurt stepping through them.
Totally.
And it
Yeah,
looks really bad.
We'll figure it out.
I honestly can't believe a government is allowing those bridges to be in that condition. You know,
Yeah, I mean, you think it's a liability.
You're right.
It's a huge liability. You know.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll call Duncan tomorrow too. I'll call Duncan, see what's going on. Yeah.
I mean, at least we finally got some engineered plans. That's great, you know, so now,
Now we
you
just
know, we
need
know
some
what
money.
we kind of,
And I stand corrected. Local governments can apply
Ken. Okay.
as long as Tourism Valemount is considered local government. So it'd have to be on behalf of the village. So we know how,
Yeah.
we know that process. We know that process. So get on her.
yeah.
Good luck.
We got our meeting coming up right away, May 4th. Be ready. Whoa. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
All right, so
Okay.
we'll show date of next meeting, Tuesday, May 4th.
Yep.
And if nothing else, we can call the meeting adjourned at 4:06.
thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Tony, if you're still there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great.
luck.
I'm glad we could connect on my cell phone. That works though.
I'll copy and paste you and Patricia just my thoughts on why it might not work, and just so you'll have some ammo to ask Michelle what's up.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, well, thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
We'll
bye-bye.
talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks, Tony. That's funny. Oh, I gotta stop recording.